I recently got back from a coin show and I had probably the largest purchase I've ever made from one dealer at one coin show without buying large pounds of bulk lots. I'm sure I spent more money and bought 20 pounds of coins to go, but with this particular dealer, his name is Ken. I see him a couple of times every year, and I like getting his coins because he has a lot of carded coins that are at a fair price, and so he also offers deals where if you spend $50, you get 5% off everything. If you spend $100, you get 10% off of everything. And so when it was time for me to check out, he gave me, he went ahead and sorted everything into bags. And so we got one bag, here's a second bag, here is a third bag, here is a fourth bag. And while I was at it, I don't know what to do with this, but I actually bought a Whitman folder of Canadian cents. We'll put that in some kind of future video. For the fun of it, just because he didn't know what to do with it, he had this wooden handmade pen for Buick. And I had mentioned that I drive a Buick. He just gave it to me because I was determined to spend $100 at his booth today, but or at least on this visit. So the purpose of this video is the coins that we have right here. These are coins that were in a 5 for a dollar bin, and there are some nice things that were in that bin. So I'm going to clean off the screen a little bit right here, and we're going to take a look at what's in this bag. The carded coins in those bags that we had up a moment ago were just randomly put into bags, and so I don't I think it would just probably be convenient for us to turn each of those bags into its own video. But until we get to that, we've got a lot here. Uh, in his 5 for a dollar bin, these were, I picked up 37 coins, so that would be a little over $7. He gave me a couple of them for free. And then on top of that, I did end up, the price he had written on everything that I picked up was $111. He just made it a flat $100. He's fun to work with. He is really intent on the more he can sell at the show, the more he's allowed to buy, and then that gives him time through the couple of months between shows to buy more things, put more things in flips. It's what he does for fun, and I like helping him out with that, especially since a lot of these coins are either new to my collection or they make great things for my the lots that I sell and trade on eBay. So he's always great to work with. And as it turns out, as I was going through the bin, after I'd almost picked out everything that I wanted out of there, he did offer me $25 for the entire bin. And I said no because I didn't need most of the coins in there. There were a lot of British pennies, and that would be good to some people. As it turns out, since I didn't want to pay $25 for everything, I just paid $7 for what you see here. Someone else came along and he offered the whole bin for 20 bucks after I'd picked out what I wanted. That guy thought 20 bucks for the whole thing bin was a great deal, and so it worked out great. We might get through all the coins in this video, but about the halfway point, if it looks like we're not gonna get done in a timely manner, I'm probably going to split it up. So we're going to start with a coin from Isle of Man. This is going to be a 20 pence from 1982. And you've probably seen how most of the coins from Isle of Man are essentially commemorative type coins. This one is features medieval Norse history. So we've got a ship right here and a Viking helmet at the top of this design here. I will point out that this coin is made by, if it'll focus here on the mint mark, it's not going to focus on that, is it? There, we can see it a little bit better. It's a PM for the Pobjoy mint. So let me get back to my normal zoom level here. So we've got this portrait of Queen Elizabeth. So one thing interesting that I've seen on the Isle of Man coins that I haven't seen anywhere else, I guess I'm going to need to zoom back in on this one. They have what they call die marks. So we've got a fancy letter A and a fancy letter D here in the bottom corner. I'm not sure how well that stands out. I'm doing my best to hold it still here while it's zoomed in. So each die had its own, essentially a die mark. So instead of a mint mark, you have a die mark. And this particular coin, there were probably 6 or 7 different versions. AA, AB, AC, AD, and then like a BA, BD, I think were some. And then you can find them without the die mark. They made this coin for 2 years, 82 and 83. And some of them, there's also an additional privy mark, which had which was a baby crib. So this one is KM90. Next, we'll move to a coin from Bermuda. So we've got the same portrait of Queen Elizabeth. As we flip this one over, it's going to be a 50 cents from 1970. And I really like this design. There are 2 versions of this coin, just depending on how old it is and the portrait of the Queen. But it's I guess that's a lion holding a shield, and the shield has a drawing of a boat going through stormy waters, I guess. So from 1970, this is KM19. That's going to be made out of copper nickel. Next, we have a coin that I usually find well worn. Let's see if I can find it on my pile here. And it's not that old of a coin, but it still looks like it's pretty well worn. This is going to be from Uganda, a 100 shilling coin. The animal featured here is called an African bull. This coin was made from 2008, or from 1998 through 2008. And the date is right here, but it's so well worn, I think that's a 9 right there, which would make this 1998. $100 shillings spells it out on this side. KM number 67. Pretty much all of the coins made by Spain in the 1990s had something commemorative about it, and I really like that about coins from Spain. And so this one here is no different. It's a 100 pesetas coin, which if that was still a valid currency, would be worth almost $1 US. So almost a euro, but a little bit less than that. And on the top here, it says Camino de Santiago. So this coin, as it's kind of a precursor to the European Union, and it features the Road to Santiago. And this side of the coin, it features a map. You can see little lines going through the shape of the country here, represents this road. And so this is part of Spain and part of France. And so it's the road that connects Spain to France. Or some people would call this the road to Europe. We got the Madrid mint mark on this side. Flip this one over. We have Camino, so road, so the road to Europe. Again, this coin was made for 1 year in 1993. We have the stars of the European Union. At that time, it represented 12 stars for the European Union, and also a radiant sun on this side. So sun shining from the left side of the coin. Also on the side of the coin features the fleur-de-lis, which I usually associate that with French. And when I first saw this coin, I thought that, well, it's because that's where Spain connects to France right here. And so they were honoring their connection to France by putting on that. I guess the Spaniards did that too, because we have another coin coming up in this video that also features a Spanish coin with the fleur-de-lis on the edge. But that one was a first for me. This one is KM 922. It's made of aluminum bronze. Next, we're going to move to a coin from Ireland. I just like picking this one up. It has a fish on it. It's going to be 10 pence. Like most Irish coins, it's going to have a harp on this side, date of 1980. KM 23. And then this dealer also had, once I can find it on here, here we go. He had Canadian dollars, at least one Canadian dollar. I let the other guy end up picking up some also. And I was kind of surprised. I even asked him, "Are you sure that you're leaving a Canadian dollar and a silver coin that we find later on? Are you sure you want that to be in a 20-cent bin?" And he's like, "Yep. Not like I can figure out how to exchange it." And he said the silver one was a little bit damaged anyway, but nothing particularly out of the ordinary with this Canadian dollar. Just, it's something that's worth almost $1 in U.S. change, and most people will try and sell this for $1. It is from 1989, and this particular version with this portrait of Queen Elizabeth was only made from 87 through 89, and they call the metal used here aureate bronze. We'll move to a coin from Vietnam. Now, it's listed as Vietnam in the catalog, but this is under the heading of South Vietnam. It's listed as the Republic of Vietnam. This side features a rice plant. In 1966, this coin was made out of copper nickel, and it was only made for one other year. 1971, it was made out of nickel steel. This is going to be KM9, and 9A is the nickel steel version, but here's where it says that it is 5 dong as the currency. We're going to move to a coin from Peru. I was trying to determine exactly how well worn this is. Because the other side looks different. A lot of the details here sort of look pretty sharp, I guess. We flip it over. This side even has some of its luster to it that the other side didn't have, but I wondered if this was glued into something for a while, or maybe it's just the way that it tarnished. This 20 centavos coin from 1958. And so a lot of these Peruvian coins made from about the 30s to about the 70s, I think, there are several different versions of each of these coins. Now, it's made out of brass, and I tried counting, I counted 11 different varieties with subtle changes in the catalog, and so there's probably more things that are different than 11, but some of the things to look out for is the metal here is brass, and it is made out of a different metal in different years. This one is considered the thin planchet, but you can tell that based on the year. This one is the continuous legend version because other versions of this coin have a larger gap here at the very top between the A in Republica and the P in Peruana. This is, there's different sizes of the head, so that changed over the years. There's another variety that may have even happened in 1958 where there is a initials of the designer or engraver carved into the edge of the bottom of the bust. So you hold it like this, you wouldn't be able to see it. And I didn't think that I saw it at all, and I didn't think it was here. The price guy didn't say whether it showed up in 1958 or not, but I almost wonder if I see it kind of carved in the edge here. It'd be trying to point it out here without getting too much of a shadow, but the edge of the bottom of the bust, it would be kind of near the number 5 on here. So it'd be the letters AFP, the initials of the engraver. So I think this is the no AFP version, but maybe I see something on here. It wouldn't really matter for the price here, but the catalog number here is KM221.2B. Next, we've got a coin from the Dominican Republic. It's un centavo from 1975. One of those Latin American countries where they put the weight in grams even when it's not a precious metal. So it says 3 grams as the weight of this coin. A couple of scratches on the face here, but otherwise I thought the condition of this one was pretty good. A little bit of luster left on here. This one is made out of bronze. This particular design was made from 1968 through 1975. In 1969, there is an FAO version of this coin, and on that version, everything that you see on this side is smaller so that there can be words that say something like "produce more food" around the edge here. So this was made in 1975. The year after this, the design changed to feature Juan Pablo Duarte. Next, we're moving to the country of Jordan, where this coin features King Hussein. This one is going to be a 10 piastres coin. The Arabic date is 1414. The Gregorian date is going to be 1993. It's going to be KM55. Next coin is not particularly rare, but we have one from Morocco. This one's going to be 5 francs. So just starting to break away from their control from France, but they still use the francs currency, and it has a couple of Paris privy marks on either side of the number 5 on here. This coin is made of aluminum. At the time, it was the Empire Scherfein. And in the middle, it's their calendar, but it's using our number system. It's kind of faded here, but it has the date of 1370 in the middle. And that was the only year that this coin was made. KM48. While we're talking of countries that were no longer controlled by France, we're going to move to the West African states. This coin was made in 1999, and it features a laboratory assistant who is pouring a bottle into some kind of beaker or something. So the country here is the West African states. So this is pretty much everything that was controlled by France when they left. They still shared a common currency. So on this 25 francs, it's still minted in Paris. So instead of a mint mark, they have a privy mark here, which is kind of a cornucopia. There's also a mint master mark right here. So the mint master at the time had a mark of a bee right there. And so, let's see, I decided to look this one up to remind myself what countries were part of the West African states. And appears to be Benin, Senegal, Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, Mali, Togo, Niger, and Guinea-Bissau on this coin. And then one other neat thing about this, the design that's between the two numbers, between the 2 and the 5, is a weight that goes back to when they would actually weigh out precious metals. They would have this device as a kind of the weight on the scale, so you knew that you were getting the exact amount of precious metals that you're looking for. This one is going to be KM9. We'll move back to Spain. So the first Spain coin we saw was 100 pesetas. This one is also 100 pesetas, but they spell it out CN. And so this was the normal circulating design that was used for several years, featuring a Juan Carlos. This one's from 1989. After this coin, they changed the CN on the back to actually putting the number 100, 100 on the back. This one is KM826, and just like the previous one, it has the fleur-de-lis on it, which I always associate with France, but Here we have it on a couple of coins from Spain. One of the countries that you don't see too often. Back to a French-controlled area. We have this coin from French Indochina. This coin is made out of zinc. This coin, even though it's in incredibly rough shape, is still worth $1. And you just don't see it as often. Because it's made out of zinc, that makes it harder to find in better condition. But you can see the word cent, barely, right here. There's a large number 1 at the top. It does say Français on this side, Indochina on that side. Flip this one over. It has the number 1 right here. The word cent again right here, but the letter C is much larger. There are some varieties. There is the cap with a symbol on it right here. This is too well worn to tell which variety we have of this coin, but this coin will be dated either 1940 or 1941. Going to be KM42. Another coin from Ireland, and I see this one all the time. This one was in such shiny good shape that I decided to pick it up anyway. It's from 1978. Going to be the 5 pence. We've got another coin that features a bull on it. This one is KM22. We're now going to move to the tiniest coin that is in this slot. It's going to be this tiny one right here. It's going to be from Colombia. Has the Liberty cap. Estados Unidos de Colombia. And actually has the word Libertad written at the base of the cap. And it's going to be 2.5 centavos from 1881. So this coin and the next coin, which will also be from Colombia, were manufactured by or minted by the Scoville Manufacturing Company of Waterbury, Connecticut, although there is no mint mark on it. This one is KM 179. Here's the next one from Colombia, and we are going to stop it after this coin because we're already at over 20 minutes, and it'll last 45 if I don't stop it somewhere. But we've got one more coin from Colombia from 1886. There is an overdate version of this coin, but it was only made for, I think, this year. So the variety to look out is whether it's 1886 or 6/5 on the date. We've got 5 centavos. This one's going to be KM 184. And there were 3 different versions of the 5 centavos made about this time. The other versions have a little bit more ornamentation on them. So a lot of the features look smaller on here because they've added more leaves to it and things like that. All right, we're going to cut the video right here, but the next video we're going to pick up where we left off. So thanks for watching. Bye.